Welcome everyone to another Malware Geek review. Today we're going to be taking a look at Quick Heal Internet Security. Quick Heal is one of the top internet security providers in India, and I've actually never taken a look at this product, so I figured today would be a good day to do that. So if we take a look at the user interface, it's not too bad. You can pretty much find what you need to find, except they're missing one thing on this user interface that I can't seem to find. An update button. Tells you when the virus database was updated last. Doesn't seem to have an update button, which is kind of annoying. I like it when users are able to find an update button if they want to do a manual update, but that's a minor point. So here you have your different tabs. You have your files and folders tab, your email tab, your internet and network, parental controls, and your external drives and devices. Your scan tab is down here. You have your settings, tools, reports, etc. up here. Under the files and folders tab, you have your scan settings, which you can configure your different scan settings, whether it's automatic, advanced, how it will handle the files when it detects them. Virus protection, which is basically your real-time protection here. There's not a lot you can change in terms of those settings. Advanced DNA, this is their behavior blocker. Again, there's not a lot you can really change with that. You can block suspiciously packed files. Wish their English was a little bit better. Automatic rogueware scan, supposed to protect you from fake AVs and rogues and ransomware, that sort of stuff. Anti-keylogger, which is off by default. Screen locker protection, scheduled scans, exclusions, and quarantine. Your email tab has your email protection, basically, spam protection, etc. Not too exciting there. Internet and network, you have your firewall. Your browser protection, which blocks access to infected websites, malware protection, phishing protection, browser sandbox, which is off by default, safe banking, news alert, and intrusion prevention, which is not a HIPS from what I understand. Parental controls, which I'm not going to go into, and your external drives and devices. I don't know why they just don't put this into the real-time protection module, but whatever. So we're going to make sure it's up to date. So I'm going to go down here and update it. So we have the latest signatures. I have some malware links here, as I normally do, 10 of them. These are fairly fresh. So let me just make sure that Smart Screen Filter is off. I believe it is. Yes. Let me just pause the video really quick because I need to turn off the security from the host machine. So give me just a second. Okay, so I turned off my web filter because I didn't want it blocking the websites. That's Quick Heal's job. So we're going to start punching these links in. Before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at the memory usage and resource usage of Quick Heal. Here's a process. Let me just show all processes here. Email proxy. It does have quite a few processes, but I haven't really noticed a system slowdown. Although this one takes up a ton of RAM. The scanner takes up a ton of RAM. Wow, that's a lot. But I really haven't noticed a system slowdown. I think they could definitely improve on that. That's quite a bit of RAM it's using, and it would be nice if they could actually combine some processes here. So it's about average on resource usage. A lot of processes, and the scanner takes up a ton of RAM. But I haven't really noticed a system slowdown, so in terms of the overall resource usage, it's average, but the system hasn't slowed down, so it's not something that's really a big deal. So here's our first malicious URL, and this one is blocked by their web filter. Website you're visiting is harmful, malicious URL, and has been blocked by Quick Heal. So that's good to see. Here's our next malware link from exploiteru.us. Boy, they're being really honest about that, aren't they? I think this drops a file on the system, but it may not be functioning. I'm not seeing any kind of exploit behavior, so that one may not be working anymore. That's okay, we'll move on. Here's our next malicious link. This one loads up. We'll go ahead and save it, because for some reason the actual files don't want to run from Internet Explorer on the virtual machine. Let me see if I can try this one more time. Let's see. Yeah, it's not working. Yeah, so while we're waiting for that malicious file to download, we will try the next one. This one also loads up. Mobile.exe. Okay, so this one has been caught by their behavior blocker. Possible new threat by the advanced behavior detection system. So this is a 0-day component right here. That's good to see. Let's see what it's loaded up in memory. Well, there's a command prompt running. Is the actual executable running anymore? This might be malware. I didn't see that before. It's also detected this other file as a worm and has blocked it. So this is good. We're going to go ahead and block this. And the command prompt in that Microsoft file disappeared, which really wasn't a Microsoft file, it was malware. So that's good to see that their 0-day component is in action right there. Here's our next malicious URL, and it is blocked immediately by their web filter. This next one is a well-known malicious domain, so I'm expecting this one to be blocked immediately. Chinese domain, and it appears to have been blocked. Possibly. Let's try it again. Yep. That one was blocked. This next one, I believe, is some sort of adware, but it doesn't get past Quick Heal because Quick Heal's web filter blocks it. Here's our next malicious URL, 11.exe. Name right there gives it away that it's malware. But it doesn't hang around for long because Quick Heal blocks it. Windscreen.exe. Oh, sure. I don't know if that one was blocked. Let's try it again. There's something going on. Oh, this is a ransom. This was a actual ransomware that was caught by their real-time protection. That was a Cerber ransomware, and it blocked it. So that's good to see. And our last URL is blocked by the web filter. So, okay. So I'm pretty sure Quick Heal managed a clean sheet there, but since that one malicious file was able to load into memory, I'm just going to do a second opinion scan just to see if it made any modifications before Quick Heal's behavior blocker caught it. So I'm going to clear out the temporary internet files. I'm going to grab Hitman Pro and Zamana, and I'm going to do a scan, and then I'll be back. Okay, so Hitman Pro and Zamana finished scanning, and they found no threats. So that is a clean record for Quick Heal. 10 out of 10, no malware was allowed through, and it was exciting to see that their behavior blocker did pick up that one malware or piece of malware that the signatures didn't recognize, which is awesome because that's a realistic scenario right there. You know, signatures didn't recognize it, got through, but the behavior blocker caught it. So great. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a folder of malware and put it on the desktop. So I have to disable Quick Heal. And we're going to see what the overall detection rate is, as well as how it handles zero-day malware. I mean, we've kind of already seen that, but we want to see if it can handle even more. So I'll be back shortly. Okay, so Quick Heal finished scanning. I forgot to show you all how many malware samples we had. I will do that right now on camera so people can't say I didn't show you. We did start with 516, and I will show you the properties right here. 516, same folder that is on the desktop right now. We have 190 left over, so let's pull up our calculator here. Let me turn on numlock here. 516 minus 190, 326 out of 516, 63.1, which is much lower than I was expecting, considering how well it did in the link test. It says it found 363, but that's definitely not the case, unless it removed or disinfected some of these. But at the scanning speed, it wasn't slow like most anti-malware products are when they're disinfecting files. So I'm seriously doubting if it actually did disinfect files, but we will find out. Some of these may be broken as well, you never know. So we're going to go ahead and run some of these. Let me re-enable the real-time protection before I do that. Files and folders, virus protection. Okay, there you go. Virus protection is on. System is secure. I'll be the judge of that. So let's go ahead and start running some of these. Let's pull up our task manager here just so we can see what the malware is doing. And let's go ahead and start running them. There's our first one right in memory there. See if it does anything interesting. Cryptor 3, that's never a good thing to see. I'm wondering if that's some sort of ransomware. Here we go. We have a potentially unwanted program. So we will remove it. Some sort of adware, something. So that one was removed, but I don't believe that one was active in memory. Okay, it's caught this one. Behavioral blocker caught that one, so we will block it. The other one appears to have crashed. That one is broken or had its dependencies removed, whatever. So it's good to see that the behavior blocker is active. Oh, that one was fairly active. This one's very active, eating away at my CPU. Program can't start because it's missing a DLL. Okay, this one was caught by the behavior blocker, so we will block it. I am glad to see that their behavior blocker is active. It's nice to see that. That one doesn't work, so we will just move on down the list. Okay, this one is doing something malicious, obviously, because their behavior blocker has caught it, and it's gone out of memory. Cracker, whatever. Potentially unwanted program, probably. This one appears to be fairly active as well. Okay, it seems to have detected more adware, so we will remove it. Potentially unwanted programs. That one doesn't work. That one doesn't work. This one, both of those appear to be fairly active in memory. So we will continue. Okay, that one appears to have crashed. Let's try this one. Some sort of Russian thing. Browser, possibly adware, bundled software, something like that. Okay, so I'm going to run a couple more of these. It caught something. Detected potential malicious behavior, so we will block it. So it's good to see that their behavior blocker is fairly active and it is running, but we do have a lot of malware running around in memory still, so we will see if it does any damage once I get done running a few more of these. Okay, that one immediately was detected as malicious and it was removed. It's catching more potentially unwanted programs. So was that one. That one was caught immediately. So we do have a lot of stuff going on in memory here, so I'm going to run a couple more of these and then we're just going to call it a day. So this one's probably some sort of adware, I'm guessing, just by looking at the signature. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Tried to load some sort of something, tried to load some sort of web page, didn't work. Okay, so Windows is now detecting potentially harmful software. The Elements browser is now on here, and it appears to be associated with it. I'm going to go ahead and allow it and see if Crookheel can detect it. So, anyways, so if we look at memory here, let's just hold this up here. We have some malware running around and the Elements browser is running. Something else wants to run, so might as well let it. So anyways, yeah, this is definitely some sort of adware. It's added a bunch of stuff to our taskbar and whatnot. So bundled software it appears to be. So I'm going to grab Hitman Pro and Zamana. And yeah, definitely some bundled software here. A bunch of stuff on the desktop that wasn't there before. So I'm going to grab Zamana and Hitman Pro, and we're going to see how badly the machine is infected, if at all. So I'll be back. Okay, so Zamana and Hitman Pro finished scanning. They did find these objects in memory, but they appear to be all related to one infection. The deal ply adware, whatever that is, probably something related to this Elements browser that was bundled in or something like that. So, my overall thoughts on Crookheel. While their overall detection rate was not fantastic, their behavior blocker definitely picked up the slack. It was catching a lot of malware that I was loading into memory. It caught that one from the link test, and then it was catching stuff as I was loading it into memory. So I am definitely convinced that their behavior blocker is active and working the way it's supposed to work, even though their signatures maybe aren't as great as they should be. But it is exciting to see that their behavior blocker is doing what it's supposed to do, and, you know, it's catching the more serious malware. Adware, really, I mean, it is malware, but it's not, you know, it's not a very serious infection. It's not any ransomware or anything like that. And, you know, you could get rid of this stuff with, you know, a generic scanner like Zamana or Hitman Pro or something like that. You know, it would have been nice if it would have caught it, but at the same time, you know, it didn't let any ransomware in, and I don't see any backdoors or any Trojans or anything like that. So overall, I think it did a pretty good job. You know, it did good in the link test, and, you know, its behavior blocker really picks up the slack. So I definitely have to give this product a thumbs up. I mean, they do need to improve their overall detection rate, but its behavior blocker picked up the slack, so I can't really knock it for that. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Please subscribe and like it. Share this with your friends and family. And thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later.